So let's talk about body position. Doesn't matter how old you are, how many years you've been riding, it's still good to go back to and make sure you're doing it properly. Because all this biometric stuff has come in, stuff has come into play, and you know, I've seen a lot of clinics about it. I mean, it was about 3 years ago someone highlighted this stuff to me, and I really looked into it, and it's been really beneficial. So I'm very aware. I think the clinics, you know, are really good to go to if you're not really aware. You know, we're too busy thinking about riding, too busy thinking about what we're doing riding, to think about what our body's actually doing. So when I'm riding, I'm always thinking about what I'm aware of where my body is and what's happening at the time, okay? So when you sort of get into your advanced riding, you'll be aware more what your body is doing, where it is, what you need to do to manipulate the horse if he gets stuck and stuff like this, and help the horse if he needs it, or fix it. So here we go. So standard position should be obviously core engaged. You should be doing like a little ab crunch like that to engage your core, okay? It shouldn't be stuck out like this. So in core engaged, and it will straighten your back out. Shoulders back, because we don't want them dropping, because the horse will drop their shoulders, okay? And then we want toes up. The old way of saying it was heels down, it's actually toes up now, because if you put your heels, drive the pressure into your heels, what will happen is that you'll tense the ball of your foot. You'll drive all the way into the stirrup, which you don't want, because you want nice and light inside legs, really. So anyway, so this is going to be your riding in a balanced position where your shoulders are up and back, your back's in a nice straight line, your core's engaged. From the elbow to the wrist is straight to the line of the rein to the bit. So what I'm saying is from the horse's bit, or his bow, so to say, to the rein. So this should all be a nice, let me get a better contact here, don't back up, sorry. So this should all be in a nice straight line, okay? So there we go. So, legs. We've got a shoulder, rib cage, hind position. Same for this side, shoulder, rib cage, hind position. Okay, so then in your seats, it's an active seat, so we're going somewhere, we're active seat, we're lightening the seat, we're saying, our energy's moving up, let's go. Riding position, he's resting his legs, not helping me. Randy. So, active riding position, and then if we're going down the transitions, we're going to tuck in and secure that ab cut, the core, secure the core. Okay, and again for Western riding, we're going to do that for our stops anyway, where we round the back, we tuck our core in, and then if I want to back up, position whatever, 4, 3, I'm tucking my core in, I'm lifting, I've opened my legs to indicate to him I want him to back up, and then that's all, as light as I need. So it's important, you know, for the horse, for you to be in balance. Okay, so it's nice and straight from the belly button up, and it's as simple as this. So we're riding nice and straight. The horse should be in between us. He's getting a bit fidgety. Okay, and what do I mean with the horse is in between us, in between our legs, in between our reins. Let's turn him around here a little minute. Once, turning towards the camera a bit. That'll do. A bit more there. That's it, son. A bit more there. A bit more hinds. That's it. Perfect. Well, hopefully, anyway. So when I'm saying in between my reins is exactly what I mean. I want him in between my reins. So when I'm going round riding, I want him in between my reins all the time. So if I'm going to turn, say, okay, here we go, so he's helped us. So we're looking over there and I'm doing my turn, he should be in between the reins. So when is he not in between the reins? Is if he is leaking out. So we're going that way and my reins are here and his body and his neck are all floating out there, leaking out up in between our reins, and we're going to go on to positions to show this in a minute. So basically when I'm riding, he should be like part of my body. So that's your connection, okay? So I want him to feel like part. So I'm going to have a thought in my head and I'm going to activate that thought. He's then got to put it into his head, okay? He's got to feel it. It's got to go through his head, in his brain, and it's going to transfer through all his nervous system for them to put it in action for us. So you have to think of that line of thought for those. So don't ever just go, let's go over here and drag them about. What relates to you for your cue has to go into his head and then for him to put it into physical form from us translating the cue to him, okay? So, you know, just think about that. That's why we always go slow with the babies and give them a chance, because they need to think about it and work it out first, rather when you're on a finished horse, they know what your cues mean. So just food for thought there. So again, when I'm riding him, I want him in between. If I'm thinking over there and I'm pretending as if he is my legs and we're going to walk over there with my active cue and him in between the reins, he should stay in between the reins, because my body is in a straight line, okay? And he's got to follow, be in between my legs, in between my reins. So if he isn't, okay, so this is going on to the training positions you've got, where that's all you really need to think of. Is he in between my legs, which is my body, and he's in between the reins? So if he's not, then what have we got to do? Then our position can change completely, okay? And this is where you'll see a lot on when I'm riding the babies. I'm a lot more tucked in my bottom. My core's much more engaged. And I'm sort of in what we'd call like a Western stop position, but I'm using the range of my arms. And the reason why I sit like this on the babies is because my seat's engaged, so if they did do anything, then I feel tucked in like my little Lego man, like a little Lego man in the saddle. But then I can use the range of my arms. But I'm still in balance from here, and that's the important bit. So you might see me, oh God, Nick, that's awful when your arms are like that. But it doesn't matter, because my body and my seat are engaged in straight. So I'm not riding like this, you know, I'm not dropping my shoulders. My shoulders are always up, but it's my torso that's going to make the difference. That's what's going to drop the horse's shoulders, okay? So when I'm doing this, I'm lifting. So when we're in the training position, we're more here, okay? So this is going to help lift the horse up. If you're down here with your reins, what's going to happen? It's going to encourage you to go down with the shoulders, and you're pulling them down. Whatever. And if you're dropping your shoulder, they're dropping their shoulders. So in training positions, you want to be up like this, okay? And if we're going to go like this and he doesn't come, I can lift him up. He's not in between the reins, so I'm going to pedal a little bit with that left foot, and I'm going to make him come in between my reins. Okay, so this is more training positions now, but I'm always cores engaged. I'm in balance with the horse. I'm just moving from the belly button. Okay, but I'm using the whole range of my body to help him, okay? But look, my shoulders aren't dropping. So if I was going over here, okay, and he didn't come, he's slow because he's asleep, there he's coming now, but then I had to bump him a little bit, but he's coming and he's following, his neck is in between those reins, okay? So I'm just trying to emphasize it a little bit more here. Okay, so he's in between, his neck is always in between those reins. Massive rule of thumb. You're never supposed to cross the outside rein over the wither. But, exception to the rule, when you're training, if they don't come, and this is what's important, to have these three positions, 1, 2 and 3, and be able to control the shoulders, the ribcage and the hind, because it's going to be like a little bit of a train where that's a carriage, this is a hinge, this is another carriage, this is a hinge, and that's the third carriage, okay? And if you're not able to manipulate, now we're getting to advanced riding skills here, but if you can't manipulate your carriages, okay, then this ain't going to help. Just stay in this position, okay? More of an English style. You know, left, right. Because your carriages are going to start leaking out, okay? So if I just did that carriage is going to leak out over there, okay? And I stayed down here, you know, it can all pop out and go all wrong. But if you lift the horse and think of it always got to be in between my reins, even if I'm going to move the shoulder over there, I'm going to put that little bit of bend in his head, a little bit more, Mums, yes, wakey, wakey. Okay, and then I wanted to move that shoulder or rib cage over there. Okay, there we go, there's my open door, but that's my supportive rein as well. There we go, but see, I'm lifting him up and bringing his shoulder with me. So that I can lift him up and back him up. I can lift him up and put him over there. Okay, so I'm lifting him up. I'm not dragging him down. What's that going to do? You know, look at that, look at my shoulder. So there's some good, interesting positions for you. I did this on the gym horse, so here we go. Lift him up, help him out, get him off that forehand. Nothing good's going to come from down there, dragging them around down there, apart from you dropping your shoulders, him dropping his shoulders, and it's all bad. So yeah, I hope that helps. We'll put it in, do some riding work and see how it goes from there. Put it into motion.